Okay, so my name is Connor Ferguson and I studied BTEC Level 3 Applied Science at CRC alongside an NVQ in Laboratory and Associated Technical Activities as part of my apprenticeship. So I work for Johnson Matthey, who are a global science and chemicals company and a leader in sustainable technologies. It's a company with over 200 years history, focusing mainly on enabling cleaner air and making more efficient use of the planet's natural resources. So one of the best examples I can give really is the auto catalyst that was actually first made by Johnson Matthey at the Royston site that I'm working at right now, which prevents around 20 million tonnes of pollutants entering the atmosphere. My role is that I work as an R&D technician within an industrial products team. So my main responsibilities are to support the R&D team by characterising materials, studying their properties such as physical, mechanical, thermal and electrical, etc. Also help to plan experiments, writing up reports of my findings, producing health and safety documents, as well as maintaining the lab on a day-to-day basis. My role did change quite a lot since I've been working here. So originally I started off working in ceramics and 3D printing, but I've now transitioned over to working with metals, which has been really quite a great learning experience for me and allowed me to enhance my skill set. I've always been interested in science. It's always been something that's fascinated me, and the improving of technology anyway. When I was originally applying for jobs, it was all in science-related fields, and the opportunity to work for a global leader within the scientific industry was, whose also main focus is on improving the planet, was pretty much huge appeal. So I do consider myself quite fortunate to be working here. I think one of the best things about being at CRC was that the equipment available was really quite comparable with what is in my own workplace. So I think it's obviously really important to learn at college whilst using the same equipment that you're going to be using whilst you're at work. Just helps you learn the job a lot more quickly. CRC was really hugely beneficial, really, because it provides a great framework for the topics that are relevant for the place of work you're at. So for me personally, this was all about learning about the structure of metals and their scientific properties, such as density, ductility, conductivity, thermal properties, etc. And learning about the types of characterization techniques that are required within the industry. All of these are completely relevant for the work that I actually carry out today. So I now work in a factory that focuses on the manufacture of metals. So to actually get that theoretical, fundamentals of the science and learning about what's going on alongside of putting it into practice it's just hugely beneficial, really. Well, I'd say to somebody who wants to enter the scientific industry, really, you probably already do have, or should have at least, a passion for science and improving the way the world works, as most of us are who are in this field. So I'd say mainly try to love what you do and seek enjoyment out of it, first and foremost. But I'd also then say try to ask, it sounds maybe a bit cliche, but try to ask as many questions as possible to the people around you. And don't be afraid to make mistakes, as you will only improve, and you're only a beginner at the start. To begin with, during my apprenticeship, there was lots that I didn't know, but over time things become a lot easier. As a newcomer into the environment, I'd basically say make the most of the people who are around you to offer their support. Particularly when you come to a position like me now, where you start to get a lot more independent, I'd say to value the team around you whilst you have them, and try and take as many notes as you can, and really learn as much as you can off of them, because they're all experienced in their fields. And yeah, I know in my case anyway, there was a lot to learn from both the teachers at CRC, but also the people at my work. Yeah, so for my eventual career goal, it's still a little bit unsure, really. But that's only because the company that I actually work for, I'm lucky enough, they are actively promoting new learning and growth opportunities all the time. They encourage learning multi-departments, so you can have transferable skills all throughout the company. I know at least two people who were in the exact same position as me, as R&D technicians who've gone on to become lab managers and worked as technical stream leaders. So I don't know for sure exactly where I'm going to be or where I would like to be, but I know that within this company, there's many opportunities and so many different areas of work that are interesting, particularly in science or engineering. So yeah, it's hard to say an eventual career goal, but I know that I'd like to keep progressing within JM.